like some people sometimes they are very harsh with themselves, right? And they think that it's all their fault for whatever is happening with them. Basically, people do not treat themselves with kindness.
Hello, guys. Welcome to Cinecast, the cinema podcast. This is a podcast where I bring people to talk about their favorite movies and favorite shows. And today I have with me Nam, with whom I have been talking on Instagram. She has a page on Instagram, Internet Dialogues, on which she shares cool stuff about movies and shows. And you guys can go and check that page out. Yeah. So, how are you, Nam?
I am actually doing quite good today. It's Monday, but I am on holiday, so it feels very, very nice. How about you? How are you doing?
Yeah, I'm doing good as well. So I was in office call like an hour ago, but now
Oh,
it's finished. I'm talking to you about your favorite movie. So the movie we are going to talk about today is Goodwill Hunting.
yes.
Yes. So why is it your favorite movie now? Can you shed some light on that?
Yeah, sure. So the reason I like this movie the most is because it deals with certain topics I feel that are very important to be discussed. One of the topic that the movie talks about is psychology and how things around us affects us personally. And the main focus is on Matt Damon. But even if the focus is on Matt Damon, I felt that Robin's character was more powerful, like personally to me. And the parallel things that I thought in the movie, like that we can always take back from the movie. Like we all can relate to okay, having someone in our life, having a special someone in our life, even if we like even if it is not a girlfriend or a boyfriend, but we have our family members around, and we thrive on this stuff. We are human species, and then that's why we feel better if we are in a company of people. But when you put a certain character such as Matt Damon, who is very I don't know how to call it, but who is not very sure of where he wants to go, but he knows that he has certain abilities so in which he can shine, but having no direction in his life. And then this Robin Williams character, he is there to help him. So to have such people in our life is very, very important. The support system that we need when we even don't know that we might need it. We might need this system in place, and he was there for him, and that kind of chemistry I think really worked for me.
I agree with you completely. So like when we have like somebody to support us, so his friends were also there. Did you notice this one thing about this movie? Will changes, right? While he is taking therapy from Robin Williams, Sean, right? But when he's with his friends like Ben Affleck and the other ones, so he's still the same. Like he still cusses a lot. He picks up bar fights with other people, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So that is a very human aspect of our lives, right?
Yeah, definitely. So what I think what you're trying to say is that when he was with Sean, he was opening up about the most intimate things about from his life, like not immediately but afterwards. But that he couldn't do with his friend, but he was allowed to be himself when he was with his friends, and that is also a very important thing to have in our life, to be ourselves, to have our own identity, and to be able to express that identity among a safe space of people. Yeah, I do agree what you're saying. Also, I would say then it reminds me of the love interest of Matt Damon. I
Yeah.
am sorry, I forgot her name.
It's many.
Yeah, Minnie Driver. So it's very interesting to see that Minnie Driver, who is very how do we say, has achieved a lot of things in her life, and she is going to study in one of the best schools in the world, and she is there asking that Matt opens himself to her. So he earlier he was not being very open with her in terms of giving it all. So he is afraid of something is holding him back, And I like when I think of this, I also think of what we have also in Bollywood. So you might be aware of Dear Zindagi, and I don't know if you have watched it, but it also somehow has the similar story that the main character does not want to open herself up. Yeah, but the similarities between Good Will Hunting and Dear Zindagi are quite, I don't know, uncanny or like very unexpected, because in both of them they have the character of Alia in Dear Zindagi and Matt Damon in Good Will Hunting. So they both are afraid of falling in love because they are afraid of what will happen if they are really in love. So they are afraid that the people they are in love with will somehow abandon them and move on with their life. So that's also something that we have to keep in mind. Like, while in general, like, it's not important that we don't we fall in love. It's important that we take the first step. So what I mean is, so there is this thing called as being vulnerable. So what does it mean, being vulnerable? Being vulnerable is something like, even if you don't know what the result is going to be, you should be able to, or you should have enough courage to take the first step, and that's like half of your job is done.
Yeah.
So only when you will take the first step. In case of Matt Damon's, he's not allowing himself to fall for Minnie Driver completely. He's still having second thoughts, and he's afraid that she will leave him.
And eventually he drives her away, right? At the end, like just before the end.
Exactly, yeah. And that scene is, so there are, so talking about scenes, I would say I have two favorite scenes in the movie.
Yeah, yeah.
This is that scene that you are talking about. So in which he drives her away by, like, she is saying to him that, okay, tell me that you don't love me, and then I will just go and not call you again. And he actually does that because he is afraid of what might come, right? And
Yeah.
this scene is very powerful in terms of direction, and also in terms of capturing their faces when they're doing the scene. And it really reflects the characters, when what's going on in their mind, why are they acting like the way they are acting in the story. And the second scene that I really love is the "it's not your fault" scene. And this is something that I take with myself like every day. Like, if I see something, like, some people sometimes they are very harsh with themselves, right? And they think that it's all their fault for whatever is happening with them. Basically, people do not treat themselves with kindness. The world is not going to be kind if you're not going to be kind to yourself. So this is something that I think is a reminder, like, it's not your fault. It's just these four words. And it's okay that there might have been something that is ruining you, since in the past something happened, something is still bothering you, but you do not have to let it continue to harass you mentally, right? So you have the power to accept that it's not your fault. And I think that's where I don't know, like, even in the movie and even in real life, I would say that's when the magic happens. Like, it's okay to fall in love, it's okay to maybe ask for that promotion or something like that. Like, taking that next step is important.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. Like taking the first step is always a necessary step in whatever you are doing. Like as you said, like whether falling in love or asking for a promotion, or maybe taking a risky career choice, right?
Yeah, yeah,
So my favorite scene is when he tells him the joke about the pilot, right? Even though he's not being on a plane, and then Robin Williams also agree like that is better in the first person. Then
yeah.
only it is better. Otherwise, it has no meaning. And that's the scene, right, where they sit quiet for like a session or two, right? After which, finally, he gives in. Matt Damon gives in, and he tells him the joke.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I don't exactly remember the joke, but when you said you were reminded of a joke, it reminded me of another joke, which is said by Robin Williams' character, and he is saying about this how his wife woke herself up from her sleep because she farted
Yeah,
in
yeah.
her sleep. Yeah, so that I found funnier, and that stuck with me for some reason, because like that, like, then he says that it's the small things that we do not take notice of, but these are the things that we remember afterwards.
Like the other favorite scene is when they sit at the lake and he starts predicting, like because he has read books and stuff, so he starts predicting like, you have done this, you have done this, this might be the possibility or something. Then like Robin Williams starts confronting him like, how you can predict like somebody because you have read like 4 books or what.
Yeah.
If you watch the movie till that point, it was going like a fun ride, and then at that point, that scene is the one scene which makes the movie what it is now, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you know the chair that they sat on, that chair after Robin Williams'
Mm-hmm.
death, it had been turned into a memorial.
Oh, okay. This I did not know. That's very good to know. Yeah, that dialogue itself is very, I would say it's like a summary of like the moral of the story.
The entire movie summary is in that one scene.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, he talks about how he can predict stuff, but he cannot tell what living really is. When I say living, it's the small things, like how does it feel to sleep next to the loved one?
Yeah, I agree. So that in that scene, he also says like Robin Williams, like what is it about you that you always judge other people? Like you can, maybe this is the reason why you do not let somebody in your life or in your heart. That's why you keep finding fault in others' life.
Yeah, because he doesn't, again, it goes
Yeah.
back to he's afraid of letting people in because he will find some error in them and then he will stop fascinating about them or taking interest in their life, because then he will find that they are just mediocre bunch of people. Maybe he has this idea that people will disappoint him eventually.
So that is a very common thing these days. So people do not let other people in their lives because they feel like the other people will disappoint. I do not agree with that. That is true, but there is a fair share of people who will actually disappoint you.
Yeah, yeah, that.
He's right in his thoughts, right? Yeah, Matt Damon is not very wrong. It's just that he said you are not letting anybody in. Even your best friend is asking you to. Like Ben Affleck asked him like twice or thrice in the movie, right? So I just wish like one day I'll come up at your door and you wouldn't be here.
Yeah, could be. Yeah, what you're saying is also true. But the thing that he's shutting himself totally,
Yeah.
like 100%, that is what Sean or Robin Williams' character has the problem with. So it's not that, okay, you, of course, it's your life and you should be with someone you think you should be with, right? So, but then if it's like you are not even giving someone a chance, that's what Dr. Sean is talking about. So Sean is talking about, okay, keep some people out, but you cannot keep like 100% of the people out, because that will be a bad thing to do in general, because then you are not living your life.
You are missing something.
Yes, exactly. You're missing something.
So I would like to tell you like how I watched this movie for the first time. I think I was in class 11th, and there was this English teacher, new English teacher who had come, and some story she was telling about, and then she said in between of a class like, you guys should watch like this movie Good Will Hunting. There is Robin Williams. I did not know who Robin Williams was. I had seen I think Jumanji, but I did not know who Robin Williams was, what he did till now. And I haven't watched too many Hollywood movies, and that too like English ones. So I go home, I download this movie, and then I watched it for the first time. Since then, I have loved the ending of this movie. Probably my second or third favorite ending of all time. What do you feel about the ending?
Yeah. So I love an ending in which it's like circling back to something that has been said or done before. So this line, the ending line, I wouldn't ruin it for the viewers, but the line is very interesting to use. And it is actually related to Robin's experience of his how he met his wife and how was it with him. So he actually just steals his line. And I think, yeah, like till the end we are thinking, okay, that he has agreed to settle in his life, which is a good thing, but we don't know what's coming up.
Yeah, so we also think like maybe he'll take up some job at the government, or maybe not at the government, but he'll take some job eventually
Yeah.
and he'll start living his life. But then he did something unexpected
Yeah, exactly. But then something happens and then he
to
chooses,
go.
yes. And that's, and also it's like, it's not just ending of this one story, it also completes friends' expectations somehow. Like the thing that you said about Ben Affleck saying that I thought one day you would be not here,
Yeah.
right? That also it is completed, that like the loop is closed basically. And that also I liked very much about the film. We are talking actually about the ending. I was reminded of this scene from the start of the movie when we are actually introduced to the intelligence that Matt Damon is, or Will Hunting is, like when he is in a bar, in a Harvard bar, and then how he
Yeah, yeah,
meets
yeah,
Minnie
yeah.
Driver basically. And that scene is like a perfect introduction of the character. Yeah, like how he is. He cares about his friends, and then he showed their place to
Yeah.
them. And that was also very refreshing to see. I mean, it was some kind of a heroic stunt, I would say, on his part. And he did not do only for the girl's phone number.
So I feel like that is the only scene in which he acts as an actual protagonist of the movie. The rest of the movie, he's doing
Yeah.
something else, like something or the
Yeah,
other
right,
he'll do
right.
wrong.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. He doesn't feel very much heroic. He's more like, okay, looked down upon by others in all the other scenes, I would
Yeah.
say. Definitely.
So I really like the music of Elliott Smith in this movie. So I hadn't heard of Elliott Smith before. So there is this song which plays at the end. That song is like perfect for the ending of this movie. Yeah, Miss Misery, if you want to check it out later.
No, sure, I'll check it out. I am not very good at remembering names. That's why I keep saying like Robin Williams' character and Matt Damon's, and not Will Hunting or Sean.
The first time we started talking, I had to Google like what his name was. Then I remembered it is in the movie name, Good Will Hunting.
Yeah, I think the title is very clever for two things. That includes the name of Will Hunting, sure, but then it's also good will hunting. So it means like, okay, you are hunting for will, but not just any will, you are hunting for good will. It's a very clever word pun or something.
That's great wordplay.
Yeah, exactly. Great wordplay. I still don't know what is the rationale behind naming it like that. Maybe we should also check.
I think it's the one that you are saying. So basically, he is hunting for the meaning of life.
Actually, I did not know this before, but recently, because of the account, I came across a video which mentioned that not Will, Matt Damon and Ben Affleck, they got an Oscar for this
Yeah,
movie. I
writing
think for
Oscar.
writing
Yeah.
the screenplay, original screenplay. And when I watched that video, it said something like, okay, they are the youngest people to receive this award. And it was very I don't know, validating my choices. Okay, I like some really
Yeah.
good movies, and it was more for me. Okay, I have a good taste in movies and so stupid, but yeah.
So Matt Damon, he started writing this film as a final assignment for his playwriting class in Harvard University.
Yeah, yeah,
This is great.
yeah. It's very interesting. Yeah.
Thank you, Nam, for coming onto this podcast and helping me doing this.
This is actually my first podcast to be in, so I'm also very impressed by how you dealt with stuff, and also by thank you for inviting me. I'm very grateful for this, and I hope that you can manage to get more and more people on this amazing podcast.
Thank you. I wish the same.